As we all know, BMW just released the brand new M5, and there are some major talking points I would like to discuss, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. First off, let me give you the facts. After 40 years of history under its belt, the legendary M5 sedan is stepping into a new era. The 7th generation M5 is now a full plug-in hybrid, the first ever hybrid M sedan at that. At the heart, there's a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 which produces 577 horsepower itself, with the battery producing an extra 192 horsepower. In total, that combines to a whopping 727 horsepower. Now that may be substantially more power than the previous generation M5, although the new M5 is slower. And that, my friends, brings me to my first talking point with the new M5. The weight. The new M5 isn't just heavy, it's preposterously heavy. In fact, the new M5 weighs more than a Chevy Tahoe, a Ford F-150 Super Crew, a Lucid Air, a Mercedes Maybach S, a Range Rover Sport, and a myriad of other SUVs and electric cars. I mean, it even weighs more than BMW's very own full electric 5 Series performance sedan, the i5 M60. That's just embarrassing. Specifically, the new M5 weighs 5,390 pounds or 2,445 kilograms, which is a 1,153 pound or 522 kilogram increase compared to the previous gen M5. 882 pounds or 400 kilograms of that extra weight comes from the battery. Now you may be wondering why it weighs so much. So let's take a listen to Frank Van Meel, the head of BMW M's division's justification. For us, it makes sense to go the whole way and get the full advantage of electrification rather than accept setbacks. He noted that a normal hybrid system would add between 330 and 440 pounds anyway, and a plug-in system brings even better performance. Yes, it's possible to have a temporary boost function, but a plug-in hybrid gives continuous electric power output and energy. This gives you more than a boost function, and it's a bigger step in performance because we have 69 kilometers or 25 miles of electric range and 200 more horsepower. That's more convincing. Now I'm sure BMW found innovative ways to hide this weight, like dropping the center of gravity, rear wheel steering, etc. But to me, BMW M is losing the plot a little. All that weight will lead to a decrease in performance, which brings us to my second point, the performance. As I mentioned earlier, the new M5 is slower in the 0 to 60 sprint compared to the previous generation M5, completing the sprint in 3.5 seconds compared to the previous M5's 3.2 seconds. Not only that, but the new M5 has a worse power to weight ratio as the previous M5 with 0.29 horsepower per ton compared to 0.31. Now I know straight line performance and on paper numbers isn't everything, although to me, making a new performance product slower than the previous doesn't make me want to buy the new model. Additionally, the V8 in the previous M5 produced more horsepower compared to the V8 in this new M5. It's like we're going backwards. Now, let's talk about my last point, the interior. It's clear the interior design on the new M5 is focused much on luxury and technology. Maybe a little too much. Since the interior on the new M5 is quite minimalist, there aren't any shortcut buttons anymore for different driving modes like Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, Exhaust, and Gear Shift Aggression. You now have one button that says Setup, which when you click, brings up all your different drive selection modes on the center screen. Imagine having to fiddle around with the screen while you're driving to get your desired driving mode instead of just pressing one button. Additionally, the interior does not scream you're sitting in the flagship M performance car. It's bland, minimalistic, and very tech-oriented. I would say you could almost even mistake the interior for that of one that belongs to an electric car. Lastly, you can't even option the new M5 with the sensationally sexy BMW M carbon bucket seats. BMW says those seats are too harsh for M5 customers. Doesn't make sense to me. Overall, yes, the new G90 M5 is the most powerful M5 ever. It's going to be fast and it will have some amazing technology, although I'm not sure we as fans or customers are satisfied. We could dive into European emissions regulations, BMW's platform sharing electrification strategy, and other influences to discover exactly what contributed to this huge weight gain. However, the fact of the matter is that we know it doesn't have to be this way from a technological standpoint. Hybrids don't have to be heavy. You don't need an 18.6 kilowatt battery pack to get 190 horsepower. The Corvette E-Ray uses a 1.9 kilowatt battery pack to get 160 horsepower, and it's barely heavier than the latest BMW M2. Hybrids also don't have to be plug-ins. The added weight of an onboard charger doesn't help with this mass. As we mentioned, the new M5 can do up to 25 miles or 69 kilometers before that dyno juice will have to step in to wake up the V8. BMW claims that this is the most pure electric distance than any competitor, but I mean, come on. Do we really think M5 customers are going to be having a competition to see how far they can drive in EV only mode? It's just not necessary. The hybrid makes sense for performance, efficiency, and to be able to leave your neighborhood quietly without waking anyone. If I had the money for either the new G90 M5 or a G80 M3, I'd take the M3, and hell, I might just even take the previous gen F90 M5 over both of those. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the brand new BMW M5 in the comments down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please browse the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.